Hi everyone, alongside Mike Trossel, I'm Dave Giancola, and thank you so much for joining us for another episode of History Makers. In Steve Stricker's U.S. Senior Open debut, he tied the 18-hole scoring record with a scintillating 62 to get things going on the Warren Golf Course at Notre Dame. He then played like a champion another 3 days, obliterating the 36 and 54-hole championship scoring records at 126 and 192 strokes respectively.
With a 6-stroke lead in tow on Sunday, Stricker closed things out with a 69 to win by 6 over Jerry Kelly and defending champion David Toms. Stricker's 19 under 261 set the 72-hole scoring record and missed Fred Funk's record in relation to par by just 1.
He may not have taken home a gold helmet, but he took home a gold medal. Let's take a look back at Steve Stricker's dominance in the 2019 U.S. Senior Open.
This at the 4th, Steve Stricker, this for birdie.
And there you see one of the big mounds he has to roll his putt over. Like I said, a lot of movement into these greens.
Easy 4 there from Stricker.
Nice high draw towards the center of the green. And 95 guys that have hit this shot, only 30 have hit it on the green. Well, it sure looks good the whole way. 2 feet of break, up, down, and around. And the 5th birdie of the day on this hole.
Curtis, the difficulty here is it's an upslope all the way to the hole. Typically, guys on this shot would be thinking make this because it's a pretty straightforward shot. It's just, I think the deception is the green is much more uphill than it looks.
After the long one at 5 for birdie. That one slides by. We'll drop back to -1.
Good angle there, the heel up.
Do you like grip?
I would say if you're measuring 1 to 10, where 10's the lightest, I'm a 3 or 4.
Playing just a little bit downwind off his left. Steve with the 6-iron here, looking to get it just left of this flag.
Stricker has this up the hill for his birdie. And converts after the drop shot at 7.
And Brad, I agree with you because the width of these fairways, most players are going to hit most of the fairways, so it becomes a second shot golf course. To make a lot of birdies, you have to weigh that option every time you take the club back. So we watch Steve Stricker here on the 9th. And when you miss just a fraction, you bring bogey into play. And
Good looking draw and a good place to putt from below the hole. So the young kid had it delivered him. The kid recovered, ended up becoming a good golfer, and is a huge Ben Crenshaw fan, and that's how Warren got Ben and Bill Coore, his partner, to design this golf course.
Stay up there.
Okay.
takes a lot of guts to do something like that.
Good putt there. A phrase you tend to say a lot when you watch Stricker around any tour.
Yes, sir, Brett Quigley. You got that right. And Stricker now low round on the golf course at 5 under and only 3 back.
Saying he might make that's like me picking France or U.S. could be in the championship game. Are you kidding? That's not going out on a limb.
You're right, Brett. It's the most hit green on the golf course in regulation today. Beautiful tracer here.
Shot, Steve.
Can you make it look any easier, Steve?
Heard him say squirt it off straight to the right off the blade, so he'll have that. Tricky one left for par. Makes it look very, very simple. Now 5 for 5.
Brett, maybe the tightest fairway on the golf course.
Well, it just splits the fairway right there. You see those bunkers guarding the left side. You don't hit this fairway, it's going to be hard to get it on the green. It's almost easier to get up and down from pin high than short of pin high, which is opposite on most of the course. Taking your advice, Brett. Big draw here, coming into the right side nicely.
Yep. Good shot, Steve. Hold on there.
Wife Nikki gives a good approval there, as she should. Oh, take that, David Toms. Hope you're watching. Stricker to 8 under. 1 hole to go. Can he get it to 9?
And just a roll short. Steve Stricker, this his first ever U.S. Senior Open. This is first round in this championship. Opens with 62. And just like David Toms this morning.
All right, thanks, Shane. And Steve, what a round. Your first round in the U.S. Senior Open, and it was a memorable one. Did you sense that you had that in you to begin the round?
You know, Joel, I really didn't know what to expect. You know, I played one practice round around here. I love the course. It's got a great feel to it. You know, it's a fairly new course, but it has an appearance of being rather old. You know,
Yeah.
it's just it's a beautiful layout. We got some rain overnight, so conditions softened up a little bit for us. And I saw David Toms go out and shoot 8 under, so I knew some good scores were out there. And you know, I told my wife, Nikki, who's on the bag this week, I said, you know, if we can just chip away at it and,
Sure.
and maybe shoot 4 or 5 under today, and you know, lo and behold, you just keep making them and you keep, you know, striving forward. And I got it to 8 myself, so it was a good day.
So what David did this morning, did that change your game plan at all, or the fashion in which you wanted to play?
You know, yeah, it does. You know, when you see guys go out there, like DT go out there and shoot 8 under, and I saw VJ was playing well, and a few other guys, Retief, I think, was up there again, and I saw some good scores out there. So I figured, you know what, it must be gettable. You know, I mean, there's some good ones out there. So, but still, we're at a U.S. Open type setup, and you still have to take care of the ball and hit it in play and put it in the fairway and put it on the right spot on the greens. And I hit the ball probably as best as I have this year, and consistently all the way around. So it was a good day.
And really, it started for you that torrid stretch on the 8th. Let's take a look at some of these shots, and we start with your tee shot on the 8th. This is the beginning of 4 birdies in a row for you.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out what 8 is. It's a
Par 3.
Yeah, I hit a, I think it was a 6-iron there, and a good solid hard one. Put it right in the proper spot underneath the hole. It was up the hill a little right to left, and I putted really well today. I found a key in my putting after missing a putt that I could have used last week at the AmFam Championship, but I caught on to something with my putter, and it felt good today. And this is at the 10th. It's a wedge. It was 132 yards. It was a perfect number for me, and hit that in there good. It was a tricky little putt, but managed to squeak that one in.
That one got you to 4 under, and then the 17th, you dropped the long one for eagle.
Yeah, I hit a really good drive and a really good 3-iron. Had 228 to the hole and hit a 3-iron in there at about pin high, and it was a tough putt. They had a good pin placement there. It was up over a ridge and then down, and it was trying to slide to the right, and was able to find the bottom of the hole there, so it was a good way to end the day.
Now, you're always such a quality putter of the golf ball, and you said you found something. What was the key that you found that was working out for you today?
You know, it was a grip pressure thing for me. You know, when it starts to get a little bit loose, you know, that in my transition it starts to waver, the putter kind of lags on me, and then I'm having a hard time making consistent contact where I need to be. And so I just gripped it a little bit firmer today, and I did it all the way around. You know, that was my mindset all the way around, and my putts started on line, they were tracking, and it was very consistent, which it hasn't been lately. So that was a good feel for today.
You mentioned last week you were in a playoff. Unfortunately, didn't get it done. Jerry Kelly got the win there at the tournament that you host. How difficult is that on you to try to get rest while hosting a tournament, and how different will it be over the next 3 rounds to not have those obligations while trying to capture this championship?
Yeah, good question. I came in here tired. I didn't get here until Monday night. I played 9 holes Tuesday and 9 holes Wednesday, and I focused mainly on getting some rest and getting ready. And I knew my game was okay, and I hit a few balls, and I felt good hitting the ball, and so I just continued to try to rest, and I felt energized today. I was excited to go, and that's always a good thing. You want to be excited to go when you come out here and play, and I was today.
Heck of a round.
Thank you.
In the bottom tier in a bit of a bowl. This is a green light special for Steve Stricker, one of the best wedge players in the game.
Get up. Just go right in.
Just lacked a little speed on that particular putt.
And with that hole location at 1, he'll be disappointed with that. There's a good look at exactly what you were talking about, Nicole.
It's almost too straight. It's almost too straight, Michael, right kind of off the start.
It's interesting because this golf course has such movement off the tee. You visualize the shape of the shot. That tee shot is one of those that it's almost hard to see something.
It's got 244 to that front edge of the green.
What a beautiful shot from Steve Stricker.
Okay. Shot.
And a lot of that has to do with his setup.
Well, you don't need power, right? In a putting stroke, you don't need power. So taking your wrists to try to create angles. Notice the distance control, by the way, is fantastic. That will be for birdie. It's something that Bobby Locke talked about way back in the 40s. The arching of the wrist. We saw it with Horton Smith, won 2 of the first 3 Masters. The arching of the lead wrist. It's very important. And you see players that get hands a little bit lower. In fact, this is what I spoke with Darren Clark about yesterday. Hands get a little low, toe of the putter gets up into the air, and you start losing your start line. You start putting a spin on the ball, and you lose distance.
Up that left side, really want to take it at that left edge of that bunker. This fairway actually plays a little wider today. You can go ahead and hit it up the right side with this hole location on the left. That tree on the right side just past the bunker won't block your second shot out nearly as much.
Here's a little look at Steve Stricker. Watch how this is playing beautifully. We talked about it with Stricker. We've seen it with Kelly. Now the club lays down, rotating the body, the hand of the golf club leading the head, and then good rotation, nice release. But the club face didn't close as you see him come into that strike. And what that means is he can hit a very soft draw. That tee shot probably moved 15 feet, not a lot at all.
What a good shot there from Steve Stricker. And they are entering right now this stretch of holes, which is undoubtedly the most difficult stretch here at the Warren course. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Toughest 4 holes. Stricker was even on them yesterday, but the field
Beauty.
with a bit of a teach from Rocco Mediate. He pours it in.
Give the guy the recipe. He's going to make a good cake.
As Steve Stricker is at the 4th.
And this tee shot at the 4th, it is paramount to get this in the fairway with such a difficult approach shot into this green. From, 7 o'clock kind of up, very difficult to get the ball close.
Shot, Steve.
Man, he is firing on all cylinders right now. Steve Stricker.
I know.
He strokes through it so well. Just watch it here. This looked like it shot a little right off the start on him.
Just the wise miss there. Just 5 paces from the right edge of that green on this hole. And the rhythm of that putting stroke.
Place this right on the right edge of that white tent. Nice, trying to turn it back into it. And that's the challenge when you try to turn a shot back into the wind, it also kills it distance-wise. To give credit to having a tap-in for par at a championship, because it doesn't wear on you nearly as much.
Shot.
And he should have another pretty stress-free par there. Perfect.
Stricker stays at 12 under. Mike, by my calculation, Rocco should be playing here. He should have the honor. He made a birdie on 5.
It doesn't matter in stroke play. They played if he had the honor. I'm looking at the scoreboard. I think he did.
Shot, Stevie.
Able to judge that downwind shot quite effectively and keep it underneath the hole. tried.
Hey, Strick. Yep. Well done, Strick.
Stricker birdied 8 and 9 yesterday and hits a good one there.
He would birdie the 8th, this at the 9th, to get to 14 under par through 36 holes. That has never happened before in a U.S. Senior Open. 62. Another fairway hit for Steve Stricker.
3 yards by 3 yards. Very difficult to get the ball to stay on it. A relatively easy chance.
Beautiful stroke there from Steve. He made a big change in his putting this week. He thought he was holding on to the putt too loosely, and it's so relative what players call.
Shot, Steve.
Oh, good shot there. Excellent.
Rock solid.
He's very good from that distance.
No problem for Steve Stricker. A 3-iron like everybody else, a 7-iron. Nice high little draw. Stricker with another 2. And that was a great view there. Steve Stricker, you know, he moves his fingers around the shaft a little bit, very slow and slight forward press. Then he starts bouncing the putter. Payne Stewart used to do that. A lot of great putters do that. A lot of players do it with their full shots. And Stricker.
Good you can't wait till it goes in. You can't wait till it goes in with the pause. You got to go with the pause. You got to say it before he hits the ball. Go with the pause.
And that one just curls in the right side.
All right.
And you see most under par at any point in a U.S. Senior Open Championship in its history. Fred Funk at -20.
Another pin high iron for Steve Stricker. just think he's so in the moment, Curtis.
Yeah.
I think he knew he pulled that the moment he hit it. That was the first bad putt we've seen him hit in quite a while. Par for Stricker.
Doesn't have to hit driver.
Exactly right. When he hits everything virtually dead straight, almost as straight as an arrow. That one, he fractured the movement from right to left. It's amazing when you look at his swing. You think, well, anybody could do that. Pitching wedge from 129 yards, pin on 9-5 from the right. Almost a little collection area, really.
Smiley green.
Get another one. And the first real putt that didn't drop this week for Steve Stricker. Wow. That thing went all the way around the hole, Curtis.
Wow. That means the putter's a little flat. That's what your eye gets used to, too. Most players have their toe up. Oh, what a great roll for Stricker. That gets him to 18 under par. And Shane, that ties Fred Funk, right?
A bit of grass under the ball, but not very inviting, this one.
Yeah, looked pretty stressful there. Just a kick in range for Steve Stricker. 42 straight without a bogey for Steve Stricker, who is -4 on the day.
Perfectly played. Right in the middle of the green. Don't chase after that hole, as Ken Brown says. It's all about.
If you're going to leave yourself a putt of this range, you can't fancy it.
Just a perfectly played hole. Drove it in the fairway, hit the smart shot in the middle of the green. Gave yourself an opportunity. Beautiful putt. Maybe pulled just a little bit, but great touch, feel.
That was a great lead by Stricker. Double breaker, went up the hill to the right and then back to the left. A little tapping on making only 16 putts in the round today.
Speed is phenomenal.
That's what I said about uphill. You know, Curtis, he's got all those uphill putts to the hole. A lot of other players coming up short.
That's exactly right. You can't pitch it in the bunker.
Slightly long, Curtis.
Pretty good.
Let's see what it looks like. Okay.
Now Steve Stricker cleaning up for his par. Make that 46 holes without a bogey.
He's left it out to the right. It's got to get past that bunker. Oh boy, it landed in the sprinkler head and See it nestle down there. Obviously a drop.
Might.
Well, I don't know if he's going to get lucky enough to be able to get that where he can go anywhere but over this bunker. That'll be fun to watch. And he's got a really active right hand down and through the ball. Let's watch. He took disaster out of play there, didn't he, Curtis? Just played a safe shot.
Absolutely smart shot.
Anything from beyond the couple of 17s is quite slick as well. It's down the slope.
Fired that well left. It breaks hard right at the hole, but not early. We've seen a few players miss it high side there. Well, that's 47 holes now without a bogey.
Seven iron.
Exactly where you need to hit it.
That's a great golf shot. Control the distance out of the rough. Just exactly what he had to do. Would have liked to have made it, but
We're on a 66 for Steve Stricker.
What a great round of golf. The conditions certainly were getting tougher. We were talking with David Toms. He said the greens were firming up. The wind was more of a factor today, and yet you continued to move forward.
Yeah, it was tougher today. Some of the pin placements were even tougher today. And as you said, some of the greens got a little firmer. And you didn't know which ones really. Some of them bounced out and some of them stopped. So it was tricky to tell. And then the pins, like I said, were in some difficult spots at times. And so I was just trying to keep plodding my way around there and try not to make a mistake and, you know, give myself some looks at it.
When you start to open up a lead, I don't know if you look at leaderboards. Did you, one, look at leaderboards? And two, how do you stay within yourself to try to continue to move forward?
Yeah, I look at them all the time. I knew exactly where I was, and my goal was just to keep building on my lead, you know, and just get as many under as I can, but not be dumb about it either. Not take unnecessary risks or anything like that, but just play my game, hit it in the fairway, try to knock it on the green, give myself a look at it. And you know, I was disappointed that I didn't make any of those putts coming in, and I hit a lot of good putts, but they're so subtle. You know, the pins were in such spots where there was usually 2 or 3 breaks on some of your putts, and to try to figure that out at times was tough.
Is that the same mentality tomorrow? Exactly what you used at the back nine today? Is that what you take into Sunday?
Yeah, no question. You know, if I can shoot another bogey-free round tomorrow and add my 3, 4, 5, 6 or more birdies, I'll be all right. But it's, you know, not making those mistakes. That's the key tomorrow, is just to go out and put up another clean scorecard.
Well, congratulations on another excellent round of golf. And,
Thank you.
I'm sure we'll see you tomorrow at some point.
Thank you.
Thank you, Steve.
What's been the success for you so far?
You know, I think just being patient, you know, taking, you know, that old adage of taking one shot at a time, you know, and I know it's important to get it in the fairway, and then, you know, the greens are small, so I kind of pick and choose where I've been, you know, aggressive or just kind of hitting out to the center, and, you know, they're so small that you can hit it in the center of the green and have a legitimate birdie putt. So just been trying not to make any mistakes and do my thing and go around and try to make as many putts as I can.
Well, it seems to be working out pretty well. Will you watch the leaderboard today? What will be the strategy for today's round?
Yeah, I'm going to do the same things. You know, I don't see why I should change now. And yeah, I'll watch for sure and see what's happening and who gets off to good starts. I'm sure somebody's going to come chasing me down, and that's going to be the challenge today, is to, you know, to continue to do what I need to do, and if I do that well enough, it should take care of it.
All right, go get them. Thanks for the time.
Wow, holy
ball perfect. What a shot.
From that point on, with great look after great look, mentioning Joel Klatt late in the day, he's getting a little frustrated with the putter. That is how champions start the day. That one's headed left. It will be completely fine.
Yep. Got.
I had a different lie.
Yeah, it's kind of funky downhill, you know?
Downhill. I would have loved to get it up there.
We'll spin back.
Brett, I think he sends the message right on the second hole that I'm not going to beat myself. You're going to have to come and get me.
And when you wedge it like Steve Stricker, you do that.
Play to your strength, don't you?
Chance to start the day. Birdie, birdie. And if he gets to minus 20.
Wow, he hit a good putt.
I think today with driver, Brad, downwind, he could reach this bunker. Smart play trying to keep it short of it.
His hard three that gets out there with most everybody else's good driver. Even that one's through the fairway. That nestled down a little bit. Said, I think it's somewhere just left of the TV crane there. Came out perfect. Perfectly. And it's getting better. This guy knows what he's doing. You know, when you don't have as much wrist action, I think he's got to be a very consistent player out of the rough. It's not a flashy swing, a lot of flash of the ball. It's pretty steady. Curtis, were you a good player out of the rough? You never hit in the rough. You just could see that slope from underneath here. You can see how much higher that was. And a rare putt. And there's some tricky greens. And you see Stricker there, still going through his whole routine, not hurrying anything, keeping everything the same pace.
Not only in the fairway, but look at that run out. He flew it to Jerry Kelly's ball, probably 50 yards by Jerry. I think that's not an advantage on a hole like this.
182 here, 6-iron. Again, look for this to be right of this flagstick, a good 10 yards.
He has the best motion, I think, of anybody almost playing the game today, because he doesn't have a lot of wrist cock. He doesn't create a lot of angle. Therefore, he controls the speed of the club face. Let's take another look. Look how he's almost stiff-wristed going back. Just a little bit of cock, little bit, and lets the club face and the loft do all the work. When you have angle in the backswing, you have to get the angle out and impact. This way he can bottom out more precisely, I think, and more consistently. And uses the bounce as well.
They're not just going in the middle, they're going right dead center.
Stricker more worried about it getting onto the front of the green and letting it run. He doesn't care if he gets it all the way back flag to the flag, and that's good enough. Long putt for birdie, but he's birdied this hole 2 out of 3 days already. And incredible look of him, how it feels. Big misjudgment there on the speed for Stricker, and he'll have a little tester for his par. Can you believe this guy? What a save. He's going to pick up a shot on.
Just down the middle, a little movement to the right. Dogleg right, bunkers on the left. You know, Shane, I'm looking at this scoreboard, and not only is Stricker 7 ahead of second Thomas and Kelly, but 11 ahead of fourth. So they have really separated themselves.
Got it in for par. He's got it up there almost anywhere, Curtis.
Yeah, you know, I can't help but think that what he's doing is an anomaly.
So look at Steve Stricker on the tee with 3 wood in the 7th.
Yeah. Great rip.
He's hit 3 wood a number of times right out there with Jerry Kelly. Still hitting less club into the greens. Must be frustrating for Kelly. And a little harder to turn the ball left into that crosswind. I'd say that was okay. Stricker, another up and down, another par, and another hole closer to a championship.
I think now's the time, even start, but now especially is the time to where you're going to start playing to the middle of the greens.
Easy. Make it 56 straight without a square on the card.
Hammer draw with that 3 wood for Stricker.
Shot, Stevie.
Heard the sound of Nikki, his wife. Good shot, Steve. We've heard that. He gets it to carry the bunker there. Not his best, but certainly ample. Pin high. green has been the hardest green to putt today for the players. 105th putt going around today. A lot of action around this green, around this whole location.
Doesn't look like it's going to happen to this man, though. That's exactly where he didn't want to miss.
Let's go on the path. Let's go, please. Thank you. Hold on.
And just the second bogey of this championship for Steve Stricker, who drops back to -18 for the championship.
Wow, was that way down there? That took a huge bounce. See if he takes it at her. It goes out to the right a little bit. Oh, another one long and left. It's 2 in a row. Yeah, that's missing his aim by a lot there. Sure, he was trying to hit a draw. Good touch there from what looked like pretty thick stuff around there. It'll be the first time this week he hasn't birdied this 11th hole. Nice up and down there for Steve Stricker. Keeps the lead at 5.
Another missed green for Steve Stricker. Or you could just do that. Much needed. Right in the heart. First birdie since the opening hole today, and it couldn't have come at a better time.
What a shot. Tight lie up over the little mound that you see right in front of him with a lofted club, probably an L wedge. What did we say all week long? He's been a good striker of the ball, a lot of failures on the greens, but the strength of his game is right here. Another look at it.
That's where Langer and Andrade hit it yesterday.
Get it.
Big high draw.
282.
That's in play. Holy smokes. Pretty simple looking action there. Clips that sand wedge. Another missed screen, but he'll be happy with that shot. Pretty straight putt there. No, and he looked a little fidgety, more fidgety. than he does usually there. I think that little bit of fringe kind of affected his setup there. And that probably keeps the putter pretty low on the short putts.
Beauty.
Curtis seems
starting to get a little bit of left to right.
a little more settled
I can see it in
since
his
the chip in. I mean, it wasn't like he was missing shots by 20 yards, but we saw him make 3 straight good swings.
Good call, Brett. Exactly what you said. Somewhere left of the hole.
That one just about gets him to minus 20. As he continues his run at history in this championship.
Beautiful high draw there. Oh, I don't think he knows. He went to that tee pretty quick. Who's better than Steve Stricker? What a great shot. Yes. It did go a little right, just lacked a hair of speed. Hard this hole every day this week, every time this week.
Three-quarter swing there. And a beauty. That's a good shot any day of the week, much less with a 6-shot lead.
And really this week, the only thing he can't do is get to that number. Easy par here at 16.
117. Give this a whack. Oh, missile. He's been controlling the height of his shots beautifully this week. But he's had to hit it low into the wind. Moves it both directions. High and low. That's long too. Big swing and draw.
All right, Steve.
And that's just fine. You got plenty of room. Easy 5. It's all he knows. He needs just 2 pars. Let's see how the magician can do this. Pitch right across the green. That typical style, no wrist break on the backswing. All in all, pretty good job right there. Just lets it fall a little bit. I know he wanted to get to 20 under par. It's high Fred Funk. We said he's done that crooked stick in 09, but Stricker takes a nice walk now.
Hold you there. Enjoy the walk. Way to go, Steve.
think he can manage from there.
For 69. It's Steve Stricker, the 40th U.S. Senior Open champion, and he does it by 6.
Good work. Well done.
Congrats, girl.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Stu Francis, a member of the USGA Executive Committee, and I'm chairman of the Championship Committee. On behalf of myself, John Bodenhammer, our Senior Managing Director of Championships, and everyone at the USGA, I would like to express our gratitude to everyone who has helped make this such an outstanding United States Senior Open Championship. First, the members and staff of Notre Dame and the Warren Golf Course. What a special place this is. Thank you. And to all of the dedicated volunteers and the countless fans, and to the players for their spectacular play throughout the week. And now it is my honor to present the gold medal and this magnificent trophy to the 40th U.S. Senior Open champion, Steve Stricker.
Steve, congratulations. Talking with all the guys as they came off, they said they would have had one heck of a battle if it wasn't for you out here. Was it as easy as it seemed this week?
Not at all. It was a challenge, especially today. You know, when you come out with a 6-shot lead, it's you have everything to lose and really nothing to gain. And you know, I played that way today. I you know, played very cautiously. You know, trying not to make a mistake, and this game is hard when you play that way. And I really didn't have the freedom, you know, like I had the first 3 days, but and rightfully so. You know, I'm trying to win this tournament, and happy that I did.
You had the stumble at 10, great up and down at 11, and then you chip in at 12. It seemed like you caught some of that freedom that you were talking about right at that moment.
Yeah, and that was another one where, you know, I'm like, do not miss this to the left. You know, the pin's tucked over there in the left front corner, and I'm like, okay, you can get it up and down anywhere right. And hit it over there, and I wasn't that upset with the shot. And, you know, I told my wife, I'm like, you know, I'm still looking for that chip in. And she's like, I am too. So we kind of called that one a little bit, but it was that was one I definitely needed because Jerry was starting to play a little bit better. I could tell he had some momentum, and he was hitting some shots in there closer. And, you know, he cut it to 5 at one point after 10, and you know, when you see any of your lead disappear, you start to get a little nervous, and I was there too. So that chip in was huge.
You've been playing USGA events your whole life. A junior amateur, the amateur. You competed in 21 U.S. Opens. You mentioned you've got your wife, Nikki, on the bag. Your daughters are here. You finally capture a USGA championship. What does this one mean to you?
Trying to get me to cry, aren't you? Yeah. Well, you said it. You know, there's been a lot of years trying to win one of these, and to get this gold medal and a trophy in a USGA event means a lot.
Congratulations.
Appreciate it, buddy.
The 40th U.S. Senior Open champion, Steve Stricker.